Purchase your track today.
There we go. Mike Hot. What's up, everybody? 1 2 1 2 1 2. We're gonna open up the phone lines pretty soon. And today we just came on not long. Came on a little bit later than I wanted to. Let me go ahead and hit the share button again. Let me go ahead and share it to a couple of groups real quick. Boom. Share it there. Share it to a couple of places real quickly. And hopefully we can get a little bit of conversation going on, but it's like I'm lagging a little bit. I think, I need to get another. I'm going back and forth with the computer again, y'all, but anyhow, tonight, man, I've been following what's been going on with Iran, United States, Israel, the state of Israel, and I've been watching it very, very, very closely. I don't know how closely y'all been watching it, but it's very intense and it's very important what's going on, because what's going on, if things go left and the worst happens, you know what I mean, it's going to really affect, it's going to affect everybody. So I've been really watching the world stage a lot, and that's what I do. I watch a lot of world news, and I just don't watch world news from one perspective or one news station, but I get a lot of direct commentary from people, and also get like from the major news networks, like you got your CNN, Fox, NBC, CSNBC, or ABC. I get a lot of news. I try to just be, try to check out everything. And right now, bruh, it's biblical times going on right now. Biblical times going on right now, and I don't know. Right now it's really just I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want the United States to even touch this war. I understand that they're saying that Iran is on the verge of getting nuclear capabilities, enriching uranium. I understand the implications of them saying that and what can happen, or how they feel what can happen. And I think that's what the United States' main thing is. It's like, I don't know if it's really trying to help or want to help Israel like that. It's on the cusp of, because they've been fighting forever over there. It's just more or less on the tip, I think, that let's try to make sure that they don't have the capability to make a weapon, to make a nuclear weapon, that is. And I'm be honest with you, you know what I mean? it's very touchy because you got to look at who Iran is allies with. Allies with China, allies with Russia, Pakistan. These are people that already have nuclear capabilities. So it's not just so much that the United States, the United States can go in and create major damage, can probably take out facilities and do some things right away that's going to create major damage. But what is going to be the collateral and the fallout from this? And that's the crazy part. That's the hard part. That's the part that nobody really wants to think about. You know what I mean? So I don't know how much people are really paying attention to it. If people going about their lives and like things are just everything. I'm not saying walk around and scared and everything like that, but I don't know. I remember when COVID first came and I just talked to my buddy, how people didn't take COVID serious when it first happened. And I don't really know if people really know how serious this situation is. It's like very dire. It's a very dire situation right now. So I am looking and watching what's kind of going on right now. I know military assets are being brought into that region, more of them anyway. And it's not a great time, put it like that, to be. It's never a great time to be having war, but people are putting implications of World War III, and I'm thinking of it on a tip like, I got sons. Nobody wants the war, number one, but I know World War III. That's pretty much the end of. Let's be for real. World War III is the end of them all, because at this point, the major nations, the United States, just think about the wars or the countries that will be involved in a world war. Number one, United States, where we at. You have Russia, China, North Korea, India. These countries have nuclear warfare capabilities. You know what I mean? And it ain't like World War II or World War I, when nobody had capabilities. Now, 10 or more countries got capabilities at this point with nuclear, capabilities. And it's like somebody gonna use one this time, and when somebody does use it, it's gonna force the other to use it. And, it's gonna just cause so much destruction. But it's crazy because a lot of this was biblical. A lot of this was prophesied. I don't know if now is the time for that to happen, for those prophecies to be fulfilled. But wow. I'm looking at the ticker at the very bottom of it, at the screen here. Yeah. We say, Shador Sanders' interaction with the police after getting pulled over for speeding. Oh, come on. What did it say? Revealed in body cam or whatever. Okay. So they want to talk about nothing really. But it's a lot, it's a lot of things going on, you know what I mean? So with that being said, I will open up the phone lines, and if anybody want to call and talk about this, they can. I'm not going to be on long, that's for sure. Not tonight. Not going to be on long at all. But 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. If you'd like to call, get your opinions and thoughts on this. I know it's Friday night, and it's still sunlight. People probably out having a good time. They ain't thinking about me or Pontiac WYAC trying to get on here and talk about nothing. But, I thought I'd throw a dart and see if it hits something. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow morning, check out Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. T, Teresa Moore, having Gil Garrett coming on from Oakland County Sheriff Deputy, active Oakland County Sheriff Deputy and current Mayor Oriole candidate for the city of Pontiac. And the debate is this Saturday coming up next week. So yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. And if you can't watch it, or if you can't be in attendance at ATAP, You can watch it online at Pontiac United YouTube and or on my web page, not web page, but my Facebook page. And I was thinking about also trying to put it on the web page, but try to check it out if you can. 248-905-1128. But be on the lookout for the debate that's this next Saturday coming. With all the candidates in the city of Pontiac, they'll be go ahead and solidifying their platform and talking about what they're gonna do. Try to get some. I think this is gonna be real helpful outside of what was the first initial meeting, which was a forum, more or less, an open forum for them to, be visible of who they were. So, this time, we're going to have, more, a situation more where more in depth what the platforms are. So, yep. But, you guys, it is what it is. And I think, I'm just going to keep it real. I think that, we shouldn't even be jumping in my opinion, stay out of it. And I understand the risk of them trying to jump in it right now. The reason why they're trying to jump in is making sure that Iran doesn't have it, the nuclear capabilities. But I'm going to tell you, this is so tricky. This is so tricky. So very tricky. And this decision, left or right, is going to change the course of history. If you don't do anything, let's say that the United States doesn't do anything, and they happen to be wrong about that decision, and Iran does secure or have nuclear capabilities very, very soon, it's gonna be bad. Or if the United States go ahead and get involved, and if they have them or not, it's gonna be bad. It's like you could only make the right decision at this point. And the safe bet is to I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Of course, their intelligence is better than ours, but I'm going to tell you, the way it's looking, it's looking like the United States is going to go ahead and it looks like the United States is going to go in and do some military action, quite honestly. And I don't want to say I'm afraid, but I don't want to know how this really going to look, because I don't know. Because what the United States is going to go do, they're going to go ahead and do this bunker buster bomb. And everybody knows or have heard of that. And Iran knows exactly what they're going to do. And they talking about United States is not going to put boots on the ground. See, but what's going to happen with this bunker buster, this is a 30,000 pound bomb. It's a sub-nuclear, meaning that it's right below being a nuclear bomb. And this bomb is going to be able to go 300 feet below the ground, where they feel like where their nuclear plants is, or their, facility. So they're going to drop a bomb first. One bomb is going to go ahead and penetrate maybe like 150 to 200 and something feet. Then they're going to come with the other bomb to finish the job off. So those look, I don't even think people really understand or fathom the amount a 30,000 pound bomb, how that's going to look. The devastation behind that alone, the visuals and the optics of that, seeing that on TV. Because we're going to see it, y'all. We're going to see a 30,000-pound bomb drop. And it's going to look like a nuclear explosion. It's not a nuclear bomb itself, the bunker buster that the United States probably will drop if they get involved with this thing. But it's going to look like one. And the optics on that is going to be terrifying. And then the results from that are going to be terrifying too. Because like I say, man, I really believe other countries are going to get involved after that. And ain't no, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping this whole thing really just spill over. I'm really hoping to do, I'm there's other countries that's interested, of course, what's going on. China's watching. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. This has been one hell of a year. Interesting. And it's funny, a month and a half ago, none of this was even talked or even brought up. But now we in a situation now where we talking about this. And I'll be honest with you, I'm thinking about these things because, I got sons. I know we don't have a draft. I know we don't have that type of stuff right now. But my sons can't go to this. They won't. I wouldn't do my best to not have them get into this. Because I really feel like this is going to be an all-out war. If the United States get involved with this, there's so much on the table right now. I don't know, y'all. I don't really know about that. So I wanted to come on tonight, like I said, get a couple of opinions. I don't know if people involved tonight, because I know it's Friday night and maybe this wasn't the right time to come on, but I just wanted to come on and state my thoughts on this situation, because it is. We in some world changing. China sends mystery transport planes to Iran. Wow. China sends mystery transport. Trump would also bloody China. Wow. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is a lot. This is a lot. Let's listen in. Let's listen in to what they're saying. Let's listen in to what they're saying. Let me turn this down. Let's listen into what these reports are saying.
And now can see that. I've seen this reports that they're
moving back
on their toes. This just in from Reuters saying that Iranian officials are saying they will discuss limits on uranium enrichment. However, the official quoted his words saying a zero enrichment proposal will be rejected, especially after Israel's attack. So how does that square with what President Trump has said, which is they have to surrender it all?
Well, Dana, good morning. Thanks for having me on. It doesn't square. It doesn't remotely square. Indeed, it's the first I've heard of that statement. I don't see that statement as being remotely different from what they've been saying for weeks. They've always said.
So basically, the United States want them to give up their nuclear plan, their nuclear ambitions. Iran saying no.
They'll have limits. Indeed, they've had limits, and they've violated. They've cheated on those very limits for years and years and years. So for the Iranians to say, no, we still want to have some limited amount of enrichment means they're still headed down this same path. And I think President Trump will clearly see that. You're right. He has said zero enrichment. He's also talked about unconditional surrender. It doesn't sound like the Iranians are anywhere near that. And
I want to hear what China.
For 25 years, American presidents have been pledging that Iran cannot get a nuclear weapon. But only one, Donald Trump, actually has done something about it and has said that we're going to bring this chapter to a close soon. So as you put it, Fordo, their deeply buried underground nuclear bunker, has to be closed. one way or the other. It can be closed the easy way,
it has to
or it
be
can be closed the hard
immediately.
way.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Senator Cotton captured it perfectly. It was great to hear his voice. He and I have been working on this.
Transport plane.
So that goes back to what I was saying about that that bunker buster that United States has. That's that underground facility that's in Iran, in Tehran, I believe, and or close to it, and it needs to be shut down, which is 300 feet below the ground, below ground. And the only thing that can really get to it weapon-wise is that bunker buster. It's not a guarantee. Nothing is a guarantee. But that's where they're enriching uranium to be able to create a nuclear weapon. And the United States wants to shut that down. I just want to see what Russia and China take us on this.
Planes into Iran. You had a column in the New York Post this week saying that by defanging Iran, Trump would also bloody China and Russia. What do we need to know about that connection and those relationships between Russia, China, and Iran?
Dana, both Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping, the leader of those two countries, have made pledges to the Iranian regime. They've said we're lifelong friends. We have deep security relationships. And of course, to date, while Iran's regime is threatened, they've done almost nothing to support them. Not surprising. They picked a loser and now can see that. I've seen this reports that they're moving cargo of some sort into Iran. I don't know if that's true or exactly what it might be, but.
All right. See, now it's a dangerous game. China probably not out vocally putting out a lot of statements concerning backing Iran, but best believe they are. You know what I mean? They are. Let's continue.
If the Chinese or the Russians were serious, they would have put their troops there. They would have done what they could with their defense systems. They would have created trouble somewhere else in the world. And instead, they've abandoned their erstwhile ally, their regime in Iran. They are clearly losers from what.
All right. My man got his speculation. That I ain't gonna say that's my fear, y'all, but that's what my take is. Looking at this whole thing, you got to be concerned about Russia and China with this, because Iran, they are allies with them, and they got financial interest in Iran. You know what I mean? Just like we got as a country, the United States have financial and security situations with Canada. We can't just let, people come over and attack Canada because, hey, we right. It's, we will retaliate, or we won't let people just go and try to take over France or England or something like that. You know what I mean? Or Mexico. I don't know. You know what I mean? This is a real powder keg. It's real dangerous. The right decisions have to be made. I don't know how many people how much people are really watching this. I don't know how many people are really paying attention with what's going on, how serious this is. I know people on Friday night, Saturday night, they partying, they living their life, and you got to. But how many of us are really paying attention to world affairs? How many of us are really thinking about what's going on? How many of us really think about how this is going to affect everything, how things are going to change? Not living in fear, but looking at the world scope, how it affects your immediate community, how it affects your family. So a little place like the city of Pontiac, metro area of Detroit, how does that affect Atlanta, San Francisco? You know what I mean? New Jersey, Spokane, Washington. It's going to affect everything. So this means this whole, at the end of the day, everybody has to really look out and understand what's going on, take a look at this, and just and look at this thing and just, be mindful and be prayerful at this point in time. You got to pray for the leadership. If you like the leadership or not, you have to pray for it. You should, but I say at the end of the day, all of this was written, like Nas say in the Bible, it was written, it's in the Bible how things will go. But it also talks about in the Bible how Christ in Revelations, which I know we living in we living in the book of Revelations, y'all. This is what it is. And the Bible talks about this very thing. But the Bible has different names for the people involved, but they're the same people biblically, and, I don't understand why churches don't even preach on this stuff like this. Me and my buddy was just talking about this. Why doesn't churches preach or talk about what's going on the world stage? All churches really do is they talk about feel good and God to be there. And yes, he will. And yes, he will. Nothing wrong with that and those true statements. And the feel good message and this and that, the hoop and holler. But you don't talk about what's going on in the world stage. Especially when we know everything that's going on in the world stage is written in the Bible. It's already prophesied. It's already talked about. Why don't, and you know what? That's going to be one of the shows. Why don't preachers preach from Revelations? They stay away from it. They don't even talk about Revelations. They stay with it like, they stay away with it like like it stank or something. But this is where we are. This is where we are with it. So I wanted to come just for a little bit of short time, y'all. Just because I promised myself I would be coming on and just talking about this situation for a little bit. Didn't know quite what I was going to talk about at first, but I've been watching this. It's been on my mind. Been just kind of watching and seeing what was going on. And, I just wanted to come on and pop on and see, if anybody had any thoughts on it. But think about it. Follow it. I ain't going to say let it consume you because it's scary, but, hey, this is the world we live in, right? So with that being said, y'all, I will be coming back. I'm trying to figure out what day that is because I got a very, very, very busy next week. Things looking on the pan out to be very busy for your boy. Get through next week. So I'm going to be coming back on either. I'm thinking Monday night might be a good night or Tuesday night. Well, maybe not Tuesday. I'll see what Tuesday bring, but either Monday night or Wednesday night. That might be my night, actually, y'all. Wednesday nights. So, Wednesday, by the way, Life Essentials, Self-Healer's Journey at 7:00 from the pod. Bobby Benton will be on with her guest. And they're going to be having a good time. They're going to be playing the relationship game. So I ask you guys to tune in for that. Tomorrow morning, we have Regina Woodard, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. T, Teresa Moore, with Gil Garrett, candidate for Pontiac Mayor, will be at the pod and be in the driver's seat. Podcast, weekly podcast. And with that said, you guys, I will be letting you guys go. I'm going to go ahead and just try to have a good little evening because we at the end. And it's 10 o'clock already. And I hope y'all guys had a good, prosperous weekend. Don't spend all your money. Yeah, I mean. And because it go fast, y'all. It go fast. I know this don't sound like nothing, but I went and got $30 of gas and went to the dollar store. I got 3 quarts of oil from the dollar store, some graham crackers, and some hot Cheetos, and that was $30. And then I put $30 in the tank, and I'm like, yo, I just spent $60 quick. Like, it go like that, baby. So try to save some money, you know what I mean? I don't plan to get nothing. Whatever in my Amazon cart bumper to stay in there, but I'm gonna probably put a little bit of gas, put a little bit more gas in the motorcycle tomorrow. I'm gonna plan to ride out once things chill out and get a little bit cooler. I know we're supposed to have a hot weekend, so y'all stay hydrated and safe, man. Stay safe, stay out of trouble and stay away from troublemakers, you know what I mean? Just try to be in your own bag, have a good time with your family or with your damn self. You know what I mean? You don't have to be out in the thick of things, you know what I mean, just to have a good time. Find a way to enjoy yourself and be into what you into. Because a lot of times, we're afraid a lot of time us as people, we're afraid to be in our own bag. We feel like we got to be around people to have fun. Nope, you can do your own thing. Do your own thing, and you're going to stay out of a lot of trouble. You save a lot of money. And I'm going to tell you, because I ride motorcycles, right? I used to be the type of guy where I felt like I had to have a whole bunch. When I was younger, 18, 19, I started riding motorcycles at 19, 20. 18, 19, 20 years old. I used to be with, it'd be 20, 25 of us, and we all going down Detroit and Flint and Saginaw and everywhere and this and that. As I got older, I'm like, I don't want to be around nobody. I get on my bike, you know what I mean? And I'm on my own. Hit my little GPS, and I go get lost. You know what I'm saying? And I have so much more fun by myself, because the pack mentality, you know what I'm saying, sometimes is you going where the pack go. You know, when the pack want to stop, that's when you stop. Where the pack really want to go eat at, that's where you go eat at. Where the pack want to go this speed and y'all on the highway and y'all traveling, if the pack decide, or the leader of the pack or whoever is in the front, and they want to go 110 miles per hour, then the rest of the pack to keep up got to go 110. Nah, that's not what I do. And that's not really even how I conduct my life. You know what I'm saying? So now I ride alone when it comes to, my motorcycle. I get on, I cruise. It's a sports bike, but I ride the boy like it's a Harley. I just cruise, even if I'm on the highway, I'm at 70 to 90, you know what I mean, miles per hour. I don't be trying to speed 115 and 130 and 40. I did all that when I was 19, 20. The fastest I ever went on my bike, by the way, was 180 miles per hour. I think it was on M59. You know what I'm saying? Nope, it was on I-275. And yeah, 180, 180. And the bike was still pushing. The bike was still pulling me to go farther and faster. You know what I mean? I looked at that. I was like, no. And I ain't even had no protective gear on. I had an old muscle shirt out. My sleeves cut, and I'm out there like, and I'm like, yo, I had thought about it. I looked down at the ground while I'm on the bike, and I'm tucked, and I'm in the bike. When you're on a sports bike, you tucked when you're going that fast. So you tucked. So my head is like straight, like looking through the windshield. I'm tucked like a, you know what I mean? Just like this. This is how you tuck. And I'm small, already. So I'm tucked real tight. I'm like a bullet. But my eyes look down at the ground, and I just seen the ground. I was like, yo, hold on. I don't even really need to go that fast. You know what I'm saying? And like, I was with the pack when I was going that fast. When I was with other people, I ain't never went that fast on my own. Like, I'm going to go 120 or 180. There's no reason to ever go that fast. You know what I mean? But when you riding with the pack, that's what you do. You kind of do what the pack do when you riding the motorcycle. That's why I don't really ride with packs no more. I get on the bike. I go where I go. Got my little headphones. I got this little intercom system. You can talk on the phone, listen to the radio. So that's what I do, more or less enjoy just the motorcycle ride at this point. So that's what I'm looking to do. But as far as with you guys, make sure you enjoy yourself this weekend. Stay out of trouble. Stay safe. Stay around people that love you. Right now, you got to really be around people that love you. Be around people that you can get along with. Be around people that, don't necessarily always agree with you. You don't have to be around people like that. Yes, people, but be around people that care about you, genuinely want you to be okay and be safe. Because right now, you really got to watch yourself. You know what I mean? Like today, I'm tell you another scenario. I went to the dollar store like I just told you, and some suspicious characters came in that joint, and I'm like, yo, what's up, Amy Hidley? Some suspicious characters came into the damn dollar store while I was there, and I ain't got my thing on me. You know what I mean? I usually do. You know what I'm saying? I usually do. But I'm just going to the dollar store. And hey, bro, you got to protect yourself nowadays. If you legally can do that, you guys need to. Okay? So, but anyway, some suspicious characters came in there. at the dollar store, and I'm like, yo, let me just leave. You know what I'm saying? Let me leave and come back. Let me leave and come back. You know what I mean? What I'm getting ain't really that important. You know what I mean? Let me leave, and I'll come back. Once they gone and they done doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? If my spidey senses are tingling, I pay attention to them. The older I get, I listen to my gut. You know what I mean? So if my gut is telling me, yo, listen, watch, look, I be on it. You know what I mean? Like I'm always on point, watching my surroundings and looking, you know? So I'm like, yeah, these some sketchies right here. Let me, you know what? I'm gonna come back. What I'm getting ain't really that important. Let me go do, and let me go to this next store that's right next door. Let me go and, then I come back. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, even, just always make sure you're in a comfortable position for yourself. You know what I mean? And make sure that you just around, like I say, people that care about you, because you never know. Nowadays, it is real dangerous. It's dangerous. More now than ever. And don't walk in fear, but walk in knowledge and understanding of what we live in and what the society that we live in. You can be doing absolutely nothing. You can be doing everything right, bothering nobody and minding your business, and next thing you know, you in a situation where where you're a victim or whatever the case may be. And you can take all the precautions that you want and still be one. But really just watch out, because, as we getting into the summer months, that which we just about to enter into, things get wild and crazy. So just be careful. Watch when y'all leave out late at night and y'all going to go do whatever y'all doing or going somewhere. Watch out for these drivers. I know people like to drink, have a little recreational, whatever they do. If you do that, man, don't be getting behind no wheel driving, for real. Because last year, almost a little bit over a year ago, I got hit by a driver. Fucked up my car, messed up my car. The best car that I ever had, this lady ran into it in centimeters and inches away from, if I was going a little bit faster, or her trajectory was just a little bit different, I probably wouldn't even be talking to you right now. She was intoxicated, impaired. You know what I mean? It ran right through the light right there on, what was that, Square Lake. And, and totaled my whip. It almost totaled me. So watch people. You know what I mean? Be very cognizant. Stay off your phone. It's hard, which is hard to do, but but anything you do, just stay off that dang on the juice. You know what I mean? Stay off the juice and being impaired while you're driving. I know we all want to have a good time and everything like that, but just watch yourself. And that's all I really have to say for tonight, y'all. I want y'all to have a good night. Have a good weekend. I will be back either on Monday or Wednesday. I'm thinking more or less it might be Monday. I'm thinking Monday might be the day I come back, because Wednesday going to be pretty, Monday going to be, Wednesday's going to be pretty full this Wednesday popping up. But if there's nothing else to say, guys, I just want to say keep God first, family second, and you third, and that order should never be made last. And just pay attention to what you got going on. Have an enjoyable weekend. It's going to be a hot one. And if it get too good and I have to come back, hey, I might do a surprise and pop up if somebody want to join me on this weekend, maybe Sunday night or something. Who knows? But going from there, y'all, you'll have a great, great, great night. And I will be getting with you all later. Peace. One love.